Welcome to Make a Difference Monday. I'm Amanda McDaniel. I am here this week talking about a special organization that helps bring joy worldwide, and that is Operation Christmas Child. I am here with Nancy Huggins, who is an area coordinator for Operation Christmas Child. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much. So tell me a little bit about what Operation Christmas Child is.
Well, it's one of the ministries of Samaritan's Purse, which of course has been in the news a lot recently, helping with a lot of the victims down in western North Carolina. But it is one of 11 ministries of Samaritan's Purse, is Operation Christmas Child, and it creates shoeboxes filled with a lot of different things, fun things, practical things, to go to children around the world. And it's the substitution of putting a gift in a child's hand that eventually they can understand that there's a gift of Jesus, that they didn't earn it, they don't have to pay for it, and it's something that they can have consequently transfer and say, there is somebody who cares about me, loves me, cares about me, and that gift is Jesus.
Oh, well, and so that impact that they get from getting a box, have you gotten any feedback from people who have received a box, and how has that impacted their life?
Well, yes. Actually, at our church recently, we had Alex that came. He received a shoebox as a child, where he was an orphan through the Rwanda genocide, and was running for his life, literally, and landed in an orphanage, who was able to get him a gift as a 7-year-old and had never received a gift in his life ever. And realized that life wasn't only bleak, because that's all he had ever known. But yeah, there's wonderful stories. I just heard in a webinar this morning that had over 900 participants worldwide, every language, all kinds of languages, talking and praying over OCC as we get ready for National Collection Week coming up, which is November 18th to the 25th, and collecting. The United States will collect probably about 11 million boxes is what they're expecting. Expecting about another 1 million from other countries that give. I was just on a webinar this morning with over 900 people from around the world, literally lots of languages being spoken. But there's 120,000 scheduled distribution outreach programs in 117 countries scheduled just for 2025.
Wow.
So this is a big outreach, and we're very excited about it. So they get the box, if I can. They get a box, something like this. There's always a little wow gift. It's usually a lot of school supplies, some hygiene, and just things, a little bit of clothing sometimes, different kinds of gifts. They love balls. Any kind. There's the website has a great idea. We'll do a link maybe about where they can ideas for that, what to put in, and also a link for what not to put in.
That was going to be my question. So I'm sure these go overseas. So is there information they can find on what not to put in?
Yeah, there's a standard list. Obviously, nothing liquid. Anything that's liquid or glue, anything that would possibly break open in the middle of transport and ruin a whole box or carton. So. But before they get the box, everybody gets the gospel presented to them. And our materials are in 107 languages.
Nice.
Here's an English. Here's one I don't know what it is. But I got it as a promo. And it is a gospel. They haven't told to them, but this is theirs to keep. It's the gospel of Jesus. And so then they get to open their box. After they open their box, this is all done through the local church on the other side of the world. It's done by them. We train the churches on the other side of the world to do this ministry. Then what they do is they have an opportunity as an option to come back to a 12-week program, and this is what they would get. This is a workbook that also is in 107 languages, and the workbook talks about Jesus in 12 different weeks and about different lessons about learning more about Jesus. It's a discipleship program. If they pass that, if they complete that, they get a Bible in their language, and that is passed out. And what that is the New Testament plus selected stories of the Old Testament instead of giving them the whole thing. So anyway, it's a great program. It's an impactful program. I haven't exactly decided yet, but I have been offered an opportunity next spring to go to Romania to be on one of the distribution sites to go out. And so I'm hoping and probably will do that. A lot of the paperwork has to get done for that. So I'm very excited about that.
But you've been very involved.
Yeah.
It's all volunteer,
right.
Mostly volunteer. And I know at our church in Brookville, Ohio, we do donations year round. But not every church does that.
Right.
And so if they don't have the ability to actually, if your church isn't involved in that, we're going to put a link to where you can actually go online, right?
Yep.
And then, I'll try to put the QR code on there as well. And you can just, correct me if I'm wrong, just pay a fee and it's packed for you.
Yes, but the nice thing about Build a Box Online is that you get to pick a boy or girl.
Okay.
You get to pick the age range, which there's 3, 2 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14. You get to pick that.
Okay.
And then they'll say, okay, we're going to put in standard health care and school supplies every child gets.
Okay.
But after that, they'll say, here's 5 things, pick 3. Here's 2 things, pick 1.
So it's like going to Walmart online.
Yes. And then, awesome. And I did this last January, go up to Aurora, Illinois, and that's where they build the boxes. And so you get your sheet of all the things that someone ordered, and, it's like, and you go through and just pick the box, and then it's made for. So that is done exactly as you request to have things put in it.
Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is when someone donates a box, or if they go online and pay for a box, they can somehow track who that goes to, correct?
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, you have to do that. You have to pay online. Okay. It can't be done at the distribution. Here's $10. I want to know where the box goes.
Okay.
So you have to pay online, because then they capture an email address for you. And once they have that email address, that attaches you to a barcode that's on the sheet.
Okay.
And so if you look right here, for instance, there's your barcode.
Okay.
So you would barcode it right there, and then that registers this box. And so that box will be tracked to one of the countries.
That's awesome.
You won't know what city, but you'll know the country.
The country. Okay. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I know I've seen firsthand how much you're involved with this, and our whole lobby of our church has been packed with boxes before. And so this is just such an amazing organization, and I'm so thankful you're highlighting this for us.
Absolutely.
And I will make sure that everyone knows how they can pack a box. I can't talk today. And also just the fact that you're sharing the gospel across the world is absolutely amazing. You're doing God's work, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. So after Nancy and I got done talking, we sat up at the church, and she just was able to tell me some of the stories that she's experienced or heard through her time volunteering with Operation Christmas Child. And there was one story in particular that I want to share with all of you, because I think it just spreads the true meaning of their mission. And that was a box that had been checked before it was sent overseas, and there was only one shoe in it. And the philosophy of the mission is that that box has been prayed over by somebody, and they felt compelled for whatever reason to put one shoe in the box. So they went ahead and allowed the box to be sent overseas. And I believe the box was sent to Brazil, is what I think she said. And on the Brazil side, I want to call it the distribution drop-off location, there was one of the volunteers there that walked in, and there was a couple just sobbing. They had went to get a box for their son, and when he went to ask them what was wrong, they told him, well, we opened this box for our son, and there was only one shoe in it. And the volunteer, started apologizing, saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't understand what's been going on, why you would get a box with just one shoe in it. And the couple started explaining to him, no, you don't understand. Our son just had an amputation. He only needs one shoe. It was the correct foot, the correct size. Only God could get a box from the United States with one shoe in it over to Brazil to a family that needed it. The correct foot, the correct size. And with this ministry, I know that Nancy and I didn't get to this in the video, but there is one box per child per lifetime. So they don't go back to the same area and the kids get multiple boxes over their lifetime. The majority of these kids, this is the only present they'll ever receive in their life. And it's the gift of Jesus. And I don't think that there's any better gift than we could give than that. And the story from Brazil shows God's love and God's sovereignty. And I hope that you've enjoyed this series so far, because it has blessed my heart tremendously just to hear the ways that God is just working in the hearts and lives of so many people. I hope that you have a wonderful, blessed evening. See you next Monday.